2647, Cabinet Sales of North Florida.
Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA.
Ocala. Damage control. Damage control. Damage control.
All right, 25 minutes before 11 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in this Tuesday morning. It's time for Damage Control with Joe Reichel. And Joe's here to answer your questions. Maybe you have a do-it-yourself project and you need a couple of tips on how to make something work that you just never really did before. Or maybe you need professional help. Joe can guide you that way, too. The number right now, either way, is the WOCA Climate Control Source Hotline, 622-WOCA. Good morning, Joe.
Good morning.
You got a new look. You got new glasses, huh?
I got some new glasses.
They look nice.
Well, thank you.
They look fashionable.
Well, yeah, I went to Lang Eye Care down the Uptown Center, and Crystal Patty was able to help me out. So it's kind of neat. You put, when you go there and someone knows what their, knows their profession.
Yeah, right.
You put a pair on and they're like, no, those don't look good. So when I put these ones on, she goes,
That's you.
Those look good. So.
Well, it doesn't detract from your face.
That's good.
Does that sound good?
I hope it attracts to my face. How's that?
Well, it complements your face.
There you go.
That's what I meant to say.
There you go.
So where is his office? Is it near the square?
It is.
Is that the new office he opened within the last 6 months or so?
Yes, right next door to Marion Theater. 3 doors up.
Okay.
There's Marion Theater, then Hello Gorgeous, Lime Cabinet, and then the Lang Eye Care.
All right. And are they
heading north?
Progressive lenses? Are you?
No, these are. I am, I guess, nearsighted. And 2004, I had LASIK surgery.
Okay.
And I still have. I mean, I can still see fine. I can see okay. I don't have the crispness to my far. The vision far away.
Without the glasses.
Without the glasses.
Right.
So I got the glasses just to give me a little. I mean, I don't need to wear them, but when I'm driving or raining, it's kind of nice.
I
to
need
have
them.
a little
I never
more.
did when I was younger, but.
Well, I mean, I can see close up still fine and everything.
Really?
So, but when I was in 5th grade was when I got glasses the first time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So up until now, what have you been wearing? Contacts?
I had the LASIK surgery, so I haven't needed anything.
Okay, that's right. That would make sense.
Right. But I used to wear contacts every day. I mean, my vision was really bad. So when I got the LASIK, everything was great. And now it's just starting to to go the other direction now. So, but I'm not a candidate yet for LASIK again, a touch-up. It's not that bad. And so he suggested glasses because contacts wouldn't be a good thing. Hey, guys, how you doing? They're waving.
I think he was surprised.
Yeah, he didn't expect I was going to do that, did he?
No, I don't think so.
Kind of funny.
So anything that you can report on some homes that are giving you challenges, anything like that?
We've had, the last 3 days we've had some excitement, I guess 4 days. Thursday night, I don't know if you recall Thursday, we had some really bad weather. Bad storms, and there was a house that was struck by lightning. It came in a window and caught a mattress on fire.
Oh, wow.
The homeowners were not home. In fact, they were on vacation in Pennsylvania.
Gosh, good thing they weren't in bed.
Yeah, they were on vacation in Pennsylvania. The house caught fire. This was about 7 o'clock at night, 6 o'clock at night.
I've never heard of something like that before.
Yeah. So, in fact, the owner of the house, his brother is my aunt's boyfriend up in Pennsylvania.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. So
Wow.
they called me from Pennsylvania and said, Joe, we just had a fire at our house. Not sure the damage.
So somebody called them.
The neighbor called them. They said, we know we've got, the doors was busted in by the fire department and 2 windows were broken.
Wow.
One was by lightning and I think one was by the firemen. So went there Thursday night about 8:30 and boarded up the house for them. Boarded the windows, boarded the doors. They took the vent, the ridge vent they call it, off of the house to let the smoke escape out of the attic, and so we covered that up since it was still raining, and that way when they got home late Saturday afternoon, and I met with them out there and got starting to work through the process of working with their insurance and getting things going. So. They really...
Good news, but bad news. Bad news because it happened. Good news that they weren't home.
Good news they weren't home, and for them, they're just thankful they know somebody that's able to help them, take care of it. That was kind of what they kept saying. So, and, especially since they were out of town.
Wow.
And that kind of... It kind of did... it was one of those things where, typically if I leave home, I don't really even worry about telling anybody, or, the neighbors don't know where I am.
Yeah, right.
I kind of thought about it. It was like, neighbors ought to make sure they at least...
Part of your plan, you always have that bag, package.
To-go bag, yeah. So, maybe, make sure the neighbors know if you're leaving. Because that was one thing, too. The neighbors, at first, didn't know if they were in the house.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. So it was kind of a fire's a scary thing.
And
You
hitting
don't
the
know.
mattress.
Right.
How did they know that's what happened?
Well, the mattress was what was burning. So.
And wow. And somebody must have seen the lightning or
Well, all of the neighbors, it's in a subdivision, so all the neighbors knew what happened when it struck.
Wow,
so.
that's incredible. In just real quickly, in 1993, there was a tornado that came through Ocala.
Right.
Were you here at that time by chance?
Nope. That was before. That was pre-Joe.
And it went through the Ocala airport, and it tore up the hangars over there real bad. Tossed airplanes and knocked down trees. It was just hugely destroying. And it took out an entire house near the airport. The people who owned and lived in that house were on a vacation, I think in St. Augustine, something like that. The entire house was gone. The newspaper reported none of the people who live in that house can be found. The assumption was the tornado pulled them out, and they're laying in a field somewhere dead. Well, the family didn't even know that their house had been destroyed. Their whole house.
Everything's
gone. They came back. They're driving down their street. They said, "Oh my goodness, what happened here?" Then they get to their driveway. There's no house. Can you imagine that? And then, of course, everybody was happy. Oh my God, we thought everybody's been looking for you. Can you imagine what that was like? I knew the lady after the fact.
Right.
Because after I got to know her, she said, do you remember the story about, and then she went through the whole thing I just told you. And what isn't that just incredible how people are sometimes away? And
that's we talk about having an emergency plan, being prepared in case of natural disasters such as hurricanes or things like that coming, tropical storms coming through the area. If you have an evacuation route, you want to also have an emergency contact.
Yes.
What that is a person out of town, out of the area that you're going to let know that you're okay. And that way, in event something, happens to the area and, you're traveling or going somewhere, somebody knows, in the family, friends, somebody knows that you're okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Because, in the event of a, hurricane or a bad tropical storm, communications can be down, cell phones even, temporarily out of service. So.
Yeah. Joe, we have a slight different structure to the broadcast.
Okay.
Because Dan is setting us up for syndication.
Awesome.
So your show might be farther and wider once he gets this running. And so he's got it set up now so that we will be synchronized with other stations.
Awesome.
Does that make sense? What that means for you right now is that in less than a minute, we have to take a little 3-minute break.
Okay.
Which up until now, we haven't had to do the 15-minute break. I mean, the 15-minute, the break at 45.
Right.
So we'll do that in just a little bit.
What's happening?
How you doing? But for the listeners' sake, if you have a question for Joe, this is a good time to call. If you call right now, you'll be on hold about 3 minutes because obviously we want your question on the air. But the number is the WOCA Climate Control Source Hotline, 622-9622. And of course, the call can be in the form of a do-it-yourself kind of an advice type of a question, or maybe you've had something. Can you imagine the damage control to a house that's been totally torn away?
And that's where, for something like that, your insurance would be a total loss.
Yeah.
And then it would be a complete rebuild.
All right, we've got to move forward, take a little break. We've got weather coming up, and then we'll be back with Damage Control with your host, Joe Reichel, right after this. This is WOCA Ocala.
The weather's brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Clouds and sunshine today with a thunderstorm around this afternoon. High 90 to 92. There'll be a shower or thunderstorm during this evening. Otherwise, clearing skies tonight. Low 71 to 75. And tomorrow will feature a mix of sun and clouds with a shower or thunderstorm around early in the afternoon. High 90 to 92. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Stephanie Omo.
This weather forecast brought to you by Tri-County Generators 1-800-622-1957. Don't get caught with your power down. Call Tri-County Generators now, 1-800-622-1957.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
Each time we tell even a small white lie, we get a boost in stress that directly impacts our health. So when is it better to use a debit card? If you tend to overspend, when you can't actually see the money you're spending, it is easy to get carried away and rack up huge charges that may be difficult to pay back. Good middle ground is to address somebody the way they introduce themselves to you. So if you say, "Hi, I'm Mrs. Ferguson," then stick with the Mrs.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
The weather's brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Clouds and sunshine today with a thunderstorm around this afternoon. High 90 to 92. There'll be a shower or thunderstorm during this evening. Otherwise, clearing skies tonight. Low 71 to 75. And tomorrow will feature a mix of sun and clouds with a shower or thunderstorm around early in the afternoon. High 90 to 92. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Stephanie Omo.
Now is the time to take advantage of Florida Credit Union's CD specials. Our 36-month CD comes in at 1.26% APY. A 24-month is working for you at 1.0% APY. And our 12-month at 0.75% APY. All CD rate specials require $10,000 minimum. With friendly service and rates like these, it's not hard to see why Florida Credit Union has your CD options covered. Florida Credit Union, connecting your money to your life. Call 352-237-8222 for more information. Must act by 1/15/14.
Good credits, bad credits. It's none of our business because we're not an auto dealer. We're not a bank. We're not your mother. We're OcalaForSale.com. Marion County's marketplace for cars, trucks, and SUVs. We've got thousands of sellers standing by to take your call. No middleman. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge. Undercutting, rust-proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
This is Austin Tavern reminding you to stay in contact with us at WOCA. Find us on Twitter and Instagram at Voice of Ocala. Make sure to become a friend of our Facebook page and call us at 622-9622.
All right, 12 minutes before 11 o'clock. Let's return to Joe Reichel, Damage Control. If you've ever got a question for Joe or just want to be on the show, just call right now. 622-9622 is the WOCA Climate Control Source Hotline. All right, so now you got a call from Detroit. He wants to know about mice holes.
Yeah, let's do it.
You know, on Carol Ann's show, she was talking about the critters and how they cause damage. Have you ever had to fix something that was caused by not a bug, but an animal?
Well, we've got some clients right now that we're working with. They had a family of raccoons get in their attic. And I don't know if you ever seen, yes. I don't know if you ever seen the commercial, the Allstate commercials, the Mayhem.
No.
You know who Mayhem is, right? The guy that causes problems.
Oh, yes. The guy who comes out all bruised
bandaged
and stuff.
up, yeah.
Smoking.
He'll fall out of a tree and land on your car, or he's a grill. And,
okay, I know who you mean.
Yeah, okay, so that's Mayhem. If you were to YouTube Mayhem raccoon commercial,
yeah,
it shows him in an attic just tearing up an attic. And he says, he's just like, I'm a, Mayhem family of raccoons living in your attic.
Oh, no.
And that's exactly what these people have had happen to them. And, chewed wires, chewed into the AC, the air conditioning system.
Chewed wires.
They chew on everything. They just
see that could be fire right there.
They make a real mess. Yeah, it could be very dangerous.
So what do you do to prevent that?
Well, first they got to get rid of them. I guess they've gotten rid of them, and now we've got to go in and fix everything. We've got to board up wherever they, block up the area where they came in at, and go from there. So make sure that it can't happen again, and then fix everything that did happen.
So prevention is a matter of blocking all entrances.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A lot of times there's, a space where where your soffit, something can get in there, or, a lot of times where you have two different roof pitches coming together, you'll have an area where the soffit isn't sealed off completely, and it happens because it's hard to get to that area. A lot of times they can't quite get it blocked off right when they're building it, and if they can't get it blocked off, they're not able to keep things from getting in there. And
It's amazing how animals can get into anything.
They can get anywhere, and squirrels too. I mean, squirrels, they only need a little hole to be able to get into.
It's amazing, isn't
So,
it? Yeah.
a lot of times a squirrel will chew, they'll chew a hole in order to be able to get in. So,
Well, and I guess that's what a mouse does too. I mean, the cartoons always show this nice manicured, oval, but
nice little, yeah.
I don't think it really looks like that.
Sort of, but it's a little chewed on, and they'll make a hole.
Wow.
They only need a little tiny hole. A mouse does, but I mean, even rats, raccoons, squirrels, possums. Yeah, they'll all get inside an attic.
Does the insurance have to specify that? If to repair some damage that is done by an animal, do you have to have coverage that specifically says covered for animal damage?
I don't know. That's a great question. Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
Because what was the flood rule again? If you don't,
well, flood insurance, actual flood insurance is insurance that prevents, that covers you if water comes from, like rainwater or a river overflows, something like that. That's flood insurance. Your standard home insurance covers if an appliance inside your house or a pipe breaks or air conditioner drain doesn't drain and water goes everywhere. That is covered by your insurance. So
if you're covered against a tree falling on your house,
that would be your regular homeowner's insurance.
And two trees fall on your house, do you have two claims?
If it's the same storm, it'd be one claim.
Okay.
If it's two different ones, it'd be two different times. It'd be two claims.
And you have a phone call. Good morning. You're on the air with Joe.
Yeah. Good morning, Joe.
Good morning.
I can't see your glasses, but they look pretty good.
Oh, well, thanks.
Hey, I'm seriously thinking about putting in whole house surge protection. This has been a very exciting lightning season, and I'm concerned about my electronics and stuff in the house. Have you ever come across the situation where a person had whole house surge protection but still got hit by lightning and caused a lot of damage?
Typically, I mean, they're designed, those surge arresters are designed to keep that from happening. So not typically. When that does happen, good morning, Jeff. When that does, happen, I mean, they can't guarantee 100% that it's not going to cause problems, but, that's why people have the lightning rods and things like that installed on their home, in order to, keep those, direct hits from happening. So sometimes they do happen, and they can't guarantee that it won't cause damage, but...
Yeah. Well, okay, let's say you don't have whole house surge protection and a lightning bolt hits close by or whatever, and it comes in the house through the lines and everything. And now, could that start your TV on fire or your radio or your refrigerator or whatever?
Well, it typically won't cause it to catch fire if you get a direct hit to the house like that, but it will. Something like that will cause damage as far as the... it could fry the appliance or whatever it's hitting, and that's what usually happens with your TV or, things like that. And that's why, even individually, a lot of times people will have those surge protectors on, like their computers and their
Right.
TVs and things like that. So
yeah. Would you recommend lightning rods along with whole house protectors?
Well, I really don't think there's not many homes in this area necessarily that do lightning rods. I think it's a good idea to do whatever you can. It doesn't really, any protection, all the protection you can get is good protection. So,
Do you know of anybody that would do lightning rods in this area?
I do not. Actually, I do not know anyone that does it in this area. I know down towards the villages there are a couple companies, but I don't even know what.
Yeah, I always thought it was, since I've moved from Wisconsin down here, and of course we get electrical storms up there too in the summertime, and every farm and outhouse, everything's got a lightning rod on it. But
Right.
you come down here, you don't just look, this is the lightning capital of the United States, you don't see lightning rods anywhere.
Yeah, you
I
really
can't
don't.
believe it.
And that's, a lot of times people don't even realize how many homes get struck.
Right.
We get a fire report from the Marion County Fire Department every week, and this time of the year there's typically two, there will be two homes or two reports where the firemen were called out to look at a house that was struck by lightning. Sometimes it'll say lightning, no fire, lightning strike, no fire, or whatever, but they still go out and check it and make sure that everything's okay.
Yeah, I'm surprised like insurance companies or fire departments or whatever don't push lightning rods. And you think it would be a great place to set up a lightning rod business, especially with all the storms you got here.
You would think so. How about we start another business? Are you interested?
I don't think I'd want to go up on a roof, but I don't know. Back up in Wisconsin, every building out there in the country, anyways, has lightning rods, and they must be working because you don't see a lot of farms or something that burn down from lightning strikes. But
Right.
It's interesting with all the storms you get down here that there's nothing like that. It's almost like it's it's nothing.
Right. I do need to, now that you brought that up, I need to check into that and see what companies do it, and that way I'd know who to refer to whenever we, do have people have questions about that.
Yeah, it can't be all that expensive to put a couple of rods on a roof and run a wire down and ground it. That can't be a big deal.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, it's, like you said, it's probably more than I would think. It's probably more than what I think. Just you've got the insurances and whatever, people getting on your roof and doing all that climbing around, and as far as the dangerous side of it, but I can't imagine it being all that expensive when you compare what could happen as far as the an actual strike to your house or something like that. So.
Right. Okay, nice talking to you. Thank you very much.
Thanks for the call. We did have a fire. A lady called and I talked to her yesterday. Actually on Sunday. She's kind of in a predicament. She's underinsured for her situation.
Oh no!
And it's a complete loss. Her insurance company has totaled it out, and now she needs to do something as far as finding a new place to live or whatever, and she's still,
wow.
I think there's, I'm trying to remember, I think it was like an $8,000 or $10,000 deficit from what her insurance is going to pay her versus what she owes the mortgage company. So,
wow.
Pretty much she's going to be able to, she can take the settlement from the insurance company and put it towards her mortgage, but she's still going to owe them money. So, that's one of those things where, we talk about it a lot on here is, making sure that you're properly insured. And, we go through life, all of us, and we, really think, or we kind of have that ostrich in the sand, head in the sand thing.
You think you don't need it.
We think it won't happen to us, or, but, a situation like this where, she had this fire, she's kind of in a tight situation anyway with what she was telling me as far as, health-wise and family situations, and now she's got to, find a new place to live with her and her animals and her family, and not able to pay the mortgage off.
Any organized effort to help raise money for her, anything like that?
I don't know. This was 2 weeks ago. I just got the call yesterday about her situation, but I was able to get her into a place that would cost her less money. See, and that's the thing. This is one of those things where having a plan or knowing what you're going to do. She has dogs, and she's moving into a hotel.
Oh, wow.
And she's got to put her dogs up to get boarded.
Yeah.
And her board, in order to do that, she's got to pay the pay extra because she doesn't have any of the paperwork that shows her dogs have shots. It was just, it's kind of a...
man. Well, hopefully everything works
Yeah.
out. Thank you for what you do. That's just another illustration of how you help put lives back
And
together.
make sure that you've got everything taken care of.
Joe, we're out of time.
My number, in case you need to get a hold of me, have any questions concerning damage or getting things rebuilt, 352-817-6574, or you can email me, joe@damageflorida.com. That's damageflorida.com.
And Joe's show, as well as most of the shows on WOCA, are all recorded and put on the WOCA YouTube channel so you can watch them and share them so somebody else who you know and love might benefit from the information. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
It's time for Farm and Ranch Headlines on the Southeast AgNet. I'm Tyron Scriven reporting. Coming up this week in the Sunbelt Ag Expo Field Day is Thursday, July the 10th in Moultrie, Georgia, at the site of the Sunbelt Show. Starts off at 7:15 with a biscuit breakfast at 7:15. Also, early door prizes. Starting off at 8 o'clock, the trams depart from the center part of the Sunbelt to the field. At 12 o'clock, there'll be a field day concludes, and the barbecue luncheon. There will be grand door prizes at 1 o'clock, including a brown rotary mower. Chip Blaylock, the head of the Sunbelt Ag Expo, said visitors can see new demonstrations, examine research trial results, and speak with company representatives and university researchers to get up-to-date recommendations on topics like new seed varieties, irrigation, crop protection, precision ag, soil fertility, and organic farming. It's an opportunity to preview what you'll see at the 37th Annual Show, October 14th through the 16th. He said research presented at our field day is almost totally driven by those we serve. Our university researchers and company representatives gather information about problems farmers are facing and work to solve those problems this year. Field day is free, open to those involved in agriculture and agribusiness. Registration will begin at 7:15, and the trams will be running all morning, and a barbecue lunch will conclude at the 12 o'clock hour and the final door prizes.
What if you had to worry less about white mold on your peanut crop? What if white mold wasn't top of mind every single day of the season? What if you could treat it and forget it? What if there was something out there that just worked? In 2015, you won't have to wonder any longer. Research shows that with the latest from Syngenta, white mold will be managed better than ever before because of a new active ingredient. Coming soon. Contact your Syngenta agronomist to find out more about the potential for your peanuts in 2015. Elatus is not yet registered for sale or use in the United States and is not being offered for sale.
I'm Tyron Spearman for Southeast AgNet.
Pick up your copy of Lady Lake Magazine featuring local businesses and issues and written by local volunteers. Lady Lake Magazine has become a must-read in Marion, Lake, and Sumter counties, audited by Circulation Verification Council and serving the area for 23 years. Plus, Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. All we ask is that you tell them where you heard about them. Call Tom's Picks at 352-804-1223 and pick up your copy of Lady Lake Magazine today.
Now read Ocala Downtown Newspaper online.
You've got a garden and we've got a show for you called You've Got a Garden with your host, Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. Carol Ann answers your questions about your flowers, your veggies, your grass, your trees, even questions about your bugs. And she's only on WOCA, so don't miss Carol Ann Baldwin and You've Got a Garden each Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here